Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Pigskin Addicts back again with another video. I haven't done a car video in a long time. Finally at the house, so some breaking news happened. Kellen Moore is going to be the next offensive coordinator of the Chargers. Now, just looking at this right from a big picture standpoint, this is the best situation I think the Chargers could have hoped for. You get a guy in Kellen Moore that has been calling plays for the previous 4 years. When you look at the interviews that the Chargers were doing for offensive coordinator, all of those guys were inexperienced. All of them were pretty much, quarterback coach, assistant quarterback coach. These are guys who don't have any experience calling plays. And they're fairly young, right? Kellen Moore is young too, but again, calling plays for 4 years for the Cowboys, that's good enough experience, I think, to, bring in a guy who is going to improve the offense. Now, a lot of people are upset by the news, the Kellen Moore news. I would say that this is the best opportunity that the Chargers had to bring in an experienced coordinator. When you're looking at the landscape and you're looking at all of the possible candidates, right? Good teams are going to block, right? They're going to block lateral moves. That's the way that the NFL works. Normally, offensive coordinators, they can go and interview for as many head coaching opportunities as they want to. Teams normally don't block that. But going from coordinator to coordinator, they're going to block that. So the Chargers were out of the mix for a lot of, the good coordinators out there, right? You got to interview for a head coaching job in order for a team to not block it. So the pool of candidates was very, 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 very small. There wasn't too much, in that pool. So I think the Chargers got the best guy for the job. And honestly, I can't wait to see what he brings. Now, I've talked about in several videos, right? The run game. That has to be a priority. And I think Kellen Moore is going to bring a more balanced offense, but I think the importance of the run game, I think that's something that he learned in Dallas, right? You have to be able to run the football, and we've seen Dallas do that. Now there's issue at quarterback, right? Especially this season, Dak Prescott did not play his best, so I don't think obviously that's going to be a huge upgrade for him, going from Dak Prescott to Justin Herbert. But I think him being able to bring in a run game, being able to be aggressive at the line of scrimmage on offense, I think it's going to play dividends for this team. And I honestly believe that the Chargers are in a better place offensively than they were before, right? So I like the hire. I do like the hire. And it comes at a perfect time as well, too. The timing of this is really, it was getting down to the wire, right? You don't want to be searching for offensive coordinator for, months. You can't have that happen. The Super Bowl is coming up, right? The final game of the season. Then you're going to get into the offseason program. So you had to have a coordinator come in now, right? The players, they need playbooks. Justin Herbert needs a playbook, right? Austin Eckler needs a playbook. These guys got to learn a new offense, new terminology, all of this stuff. So this was a good hire. And, it couldn't have come at a more opportune time. So I generally, overall, I'm satisfied with this. I'm satisfied with the hire. Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator for 3 top offenses, right? 3 top 10 offenses in his 4 years. The only time that the Cowboys didn't have a top 10 offense was when Dak Prescott had, the really bad, gruesome ankle injury. That's the only time they didn't have a top 10 offense, and I think Andy Dalton was the quarterback for them then, right? So you can't expect to have a top 10 offense with Andy Dalton at quarterback. But this is a very, very good sign for the Chargers. I'm excited. I think that he is going to bring a lot of, creativity to the Chargers offense. And I think what Kellen Moore does when you watch the Cowboys, and I've watched a lot of the Cowboys over the past few years, he goes to matchups that make sense, right? Anytime a tight end had a matchup, he's going to the tight end, right? Anytime there was a matchup, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, anytime they had the matchup, they went there. They exploited matchups very, very well, and that's something that the Chargers didn't do at all under Joe Lombardi. You know, Mike Williams, you know, one of the biggest, strongest receivers in the league, right? He could be up against a very small cornerback, unproven cornerback, and the Chargers don't go there, right? They don't go there. They don't exploit matchups. And I think that is something that Kellen Moore is going to bring, exploiting matchups, because when you're able to do that, it kind of simplifies your offense, right? You don't have to think as hard. If they're guarding Mike Williams one-on-one, you got to go there. You got to go to him, right? And I know Justin Herbert wants to do that, but if the play calling doesn't line up with what the players want to do and what the players, you know, figure that they need to do, then you're going to have trouble. And that's what the Chargers, you know, were doing pretty much the past couple of years under Joe Lombardi. So I think that this is a very, 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 very good hiring. I like it. I really do like it. And, you know, beggars can't be choosers. And that's what the Chargers were in this situation right here. They were beggars, right? They were trying to get somebody to fill this position. And, you know, honestly, I think they made the best decision. You know, it's crazy that he came available at the last minute. But, you know, the Chargers coming to terms with him as quickly as they did let you know that they really were not overly impressed with any of the other candidates. There was word that Zach Robinson was the front runner for this job. You know, if Kellen Moore didn't, you know, come available, Zach Robinson was probably going to be the new offensive coordinator. I liked him. I made a video about him, but again, inexperience, right? You don't know what he's going to be. You don't know how he's going to call plays, right? You don't know how he's going to game plan for certain situations. You don't know that. We know this with Kellen Moore. We know it. We know it with Kellen Moore. And I like it. I do. I really like this. And I think, again, I'm most excited for what he is going to bring in the run game. Again, I know that Herbert's going to ball. I know that Keenan Allen's going to ball. I know that Mike Williams is going to ball. All these guys are going to ball if they're healthy. They're some of the best players in the league. They're going to ball. What I'm interested in, though, is how the Chargers are able to be stout up front, right? Be physical on offense. Be physical. Be able to salt away the clock, right? Be able to protect a 27-point lead. Be able to run the ball, right? Be able to get the ball to your playmakers in opportune spots. I think that's what Kellen Moore is going to bring, and I'm excited for it. And lastly, but definitely not least, right? If the Charger defense does not get better, Kellen Moore will be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. And if you didn't get that, I will say it again. If the Charger defense does not improve and it doesn't get better, Kellen Moore will be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. So this move here, this works for management as well, too, because if they do have to can Brandon Staley, they have somebody that can step up right into that position, right? And honestly, it works. It works. If Kellen Moore is good as an offensive coordinator, if Brandon Staley can't cut it, I wouldn't mind Kellen Moore jumping into, you know, the head coaching spot, especially since he calls plays. You don't have to worry about going out and, you know, searching every end of the earth to find another offensive coordinator because your head coach calls the plays. That is one of the positives of having a head coach calling plays, right? So this is an opportune thing here. I like it. I like this direction. You know, I have been a pessimist of sorts, but I like this hire, and I think this is going to be a positive. I think Herbert is going to really enjoy playing under a young, experienced and creative offensive coordinator. I think it's going to, you know, be very, very beneficial for Herbert, and I think it's going to be beneficial for this Charger team. I think offense is going to improve a lot. I'm looking at this being a top 5 offense. I really am. This is going to be a top 5 offense going forward. Right now, they just got to fill in some holes, you know, where they need to get stronger, wide receiver, tight end, all that type of stuff. But they got the guy in place, so I'm very, very excited for this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm very, very interested in hearing what you guys think about this coordinator hire. So that's all I got for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I really, really appreciate it. Shout out to my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys. And I'll be back again tomorrow with more content. So until next time.